Welcome to Constantine, Ezio, the crossroads of the world.
Welcome back, dear viewers, to the Gamespot Travelogue. Today, we'll be viewing the gorgeous sights of Istanbul, Turkey by way of Assassin's Creed Revelations. But this time, we're doing things a little differently and a little more seriously. Ubisoft Montreal has always taken great care in this series to be geographically accurate and to weave actual historical events and individuals into its fiction. Each game has recreated famous and not so famous landmarks, sometimes weaving them into the story and always allowing you to climb all over them like your personal jungle gyms. Let's take a look at the landmarks Ezio visits in 16th century Constantinople and discover what makes them historically relevant. Please note, some of the information ahead could be construed as spoilers for Assassin's Creed Revelations. One area of interest that was as important then as it is now is the Grand Bazaar. This market is not only enormous, but very old. Construction started in 1455 and lasted 7 years before the bazaar opened to the public. In Revelations, you meet Ezio's friend Suleiman, the man who would become known as Suleiman the Magnificent, one of the Ottoman Empire's most important sultans. Suleiman was responsible for the Grand Bazaar's expansion later that century, and it remains one of Istanbul's most popular destinations. It currently boasts around 60 covered streets, 10 wells, 4 fountains, 2 mosques, and over 3,000 shops. Considering the Grand Bazaar has weathered earthquakes and numerous fires over the years, it's a wonder it's still standing at all. Religion has woven itself throughout history, but its presence is keenly felt in Istanbul in particular. Many of the city's most important structures are or were churches and mosques. The most famous is the Hagia Sophia, which has a long and complicated history. It started as an Eastern Orthodox basilica in the year 360, and remained a church until the Ottomans conquered Constantinople and converted it into a mosque. That was in 1453, which means it's only been a mosque for 58 years when Ezio visits. Now, the Hagia Sophia is a museum, and using it for religious worship is forbidden. You can visit other mosques in Assassin's Creed Revelations as well. The Bayezid Mosque is one such landmark and is considered to be of some architectural significance. The interior is a smaller version of the Hagia Sophia, while the exterior is made of marble, rare granite, and other stone. During Ezio's visit, the mosque would have been almost brand new, though it's obviously seen some changes since then. For example, the mosque's school is now used as a calligraphic art museum. Another place of worship you discover in Revelations is the Myralion, which means place of myrrh. This structure was originally an Eastern Orthodox church, hence the Greek name. But by Ezio's time, the church had become a mosque, generally known as Bodrum Mosque. Since then, Bodrum Mosque has been the victim of fires and a botched refurbishment, but in 1986, it was fully restored and is once again used as a mosque. Zayrik Mosque is another religious edifice featured in Assassin's Creed Revelations. It's most known for being the second largest religious structure built by the Byzantines in the city, behind the lovely and prominent Hagia Sophia. Today, there's almost nothing left of the original structure, which has been renovated multiple times. During Ezio's time, this former church would have been used as a mosque. You also visit Galata Tower, which was originally known as the Tower of Christ. During Suleiman's reign, it was used as a jail, and later that century, an observatory was added to the top. It's also served as a fire observatory tower, though today, it's simply a tourist attraction with a restaurant and a nightclub. One of the region's most famed landmarks is the Hippodrome. When you think of a hippodrome, you might be inclined to think of structures in Greece or Rome, but the Hippodrome of Constantinople was equally impressive. It actually dates back to the 3rd century, when the city was called Byzantium, and was used for entertainment, primarily chariot races. By Ezio's time, the Hippodrome was in ruins, as the Ottomans had no use for horse races. The site was still occasionally used, however. Sultan Ahmed III held an opulent ceremony there on the occasion of his 3 sons' circumcisions. Today, the area is called Sultanahmet Square, where one of the most recognizable sites is the Obelisk of Theodosius. The obelisk is an ancient Egyptian monument that was moved to the Hippodrome and erected there in the year 390. Istanbul's rich history made it a wonderful choice for an Assassin's Creed game, and as usual, Ubisoft did a great job of recreating the city as it might have looked in the 16th century. Have you visited any of these landmarks? What city and time period would you like the series to next explore? Let us know in the comments. And until next time, thanks for joining us for this historical edition of the Gamespot Travelogue.